Hey everybody, sorry if I am a little bit late, which sometimes I am with this. I'm just going to get started here, and as more and more people join, we will just kind of get the ball rolling. Hope everyone's doing okay. And let's start shuffling. So the cards I'm going to be using this time, okay, we have the True Black Tarot, okay. Awesome tarot deck, but we have something a little new. So my girlfriend for Valentine's Day gave me this. This is the True Love reading cards. Okay, so hopefully if you guys have some love related questions, we can focus on those too. But for the non-love related questions, we do have these True Black cards as well. So with that being said, I'm going to go through some stuff here. I'll show you some of these cards. But let's look at what the energy is primarily for February 16th, 2021. So my first readings for the year. Alrighty, let's see what we can do here. And I hope you guys had a good Valentine's Day and have had a good year so far. To me, it feels like the energy is at least a little bit better this year so far, but we'll see, right? Okay. Let's see what we got here. In a new room right now. We're doing some stuff upstairs, so I will just be coming to you from this room for today. Next time I do this, it should be a nicer room, so just bear with me, guys. I'll shuffle these cards here. So these cards are interesting, right? So they have these really cool detail on them. Each of the cards, it's kind of like an etched finish. And then the actual card itself, I'm not drawing this as one of the cards, but all of the cards have a very strong black color theme to them. And just really, really nice. Really, really nice artwork. And it comes in this kind of box, which I am a huge fan of. Very small kind of box where you can fit a bunch of stuff in there, including it comes with a little book that you get to read the cards. And it's just really good. Really, really good quality. So I'm always into that. I love the boxes that have the magnetic latches and all that. So I don't know. I just think they're really neat. They're a little big, but they're not too big. These other cards, though, are pretty big. But let's shuffle these and see what we can do here. All right. Hopefully you guys can hear me okay. I've got the microphone down here. I'm thinking you can hear me, but I'm not sure. Okay. One more time on these, and then I'll shuffle the other cards, and then we can go right to it. And when we got more of an audience here, I can tell you guys what I have been up to. But yeah. Okay, so these ones here, these are absolutely massive cards. I'll show you these. So first off, this is the True Love reading cards, okay? They come in a box like this, right? So the reason I like this is it's got that magnetic latch. So I'm a huge fan. I'm a huge fan of the magnetic closing latch. I don't know. But let me show you how big these cards are. These are the biggest ones I've seen yet. So, I mean, those are pretty good size. They're about the size of my face, right? These are pretty big. But these cards have some really good detail for doing some love reading. So we will focus on these right here, okay? Eventually when we're doing the love readings. But again, give me time to shuffle these because they are huge. And we had this card fall out right off the top, Yin and Yang, okay? I think these are some beautiful cards. But this one kept falling out right off the top. To me, that's saying we're dealing with duality, especially right after Valentine's Day. We could be dealing with a push-pull of feminine and masculine energy. So let me shuffle these. They're big, but they're not too big. So hopefully we can, and by that, I mean they're not, there's not like 70 of them. I think there's maybe 50, and they're thinner cards. So even though they're bigger, they're still, not too bad to shuffle, I guess. Definitely bigger than I'd want them to be. I wish they were a little smaller, but you get what you get, and there's a lot of detail on these. So, all right. Let's do this here. Let's get it going. Yeah, so I've been teaching some classes, been taking some martial arts classes too, but primarily been teaching some psychic classes and been trying to do my readings physically, where I meet with people. And I was going to talk about this on a video and talk about how mediums and psychics and people that are more spiritually aware, it's a lot like one person said she had a friend that was a closeted medium, which means, you know, she was scared to come out as a medium to say that she did readings or that she had a gift. And I just think that's kind of messed up, because if we have something, we should be able to express it without fear. But I also understand where that's coming from. So that's just one of those things that the more people start waking up, the more people start doing that, right? Putting themselves out there, it just becomes better. Hi, Maxie, how you doing? And because of that, it's just easier for us to express ourselves. When more people start doing it and it becomes more normal, it becomes a lot easier. So just keep on going, guys, okay? All right. So energy for today, or for tomorrow, February 16th, right, of 2021, we are looking at, all right, so I have right here, this is an interesting card, okay? It's Destiny in reverse. Look at that artwork, right? Isn't that cool? I just love the artwork of this. So if we look at it face up, give me just 1 second, Maxie, and I'll let you know when I'm taking questions, okay? We're doing some more general readings, but I will get to you, okay? And so right here, we have someone sitting and they're contemplating. So if you look right here, we have the divine feminine, this upside down triangle, and then we have the divine masculine, this right side up triangle, and then we have these two hands here. So it's kind of like someone is weaving destiny, and you can see the little threads here and here. So when this is in reverse, to me, it means that we're going against something. We are probably fighting against something that doesn't necessarily need to be fought against, but instead we're taking the harder path. We're taking the more difficult path. Maybe we feel like we deserve it. Maybe we feel like this is the only way. But when we quit thinking so rigidly, we can actually focus on bringing in more positive energy and letting ourselves feel that energy. I'm not saying life should be without challenge, but I feel like we can handle the challenge in a way that lets us move without feeling like we're stuck in quicksand. Okay, so that's what I'm getting here. I'm going to draw one more card from here, and then I'm going to do a love card, and then Maxie, we can go into your question. Okay, so then we get the 9 of coins in reverse. Okay, so that's what it looks like upright, and it looks, to me, that looks like an ocelot, which is like a cat, right? But we have it in reverse. So the 9 of Pentacles is financial independence, kind of a financial freedom card. The 9 in reverse, though, is kind of like maybe we're being too codependent with money, or maybe we're attaching ourselves too much to a situation or a physical kind of thing. And I would almost take this as a way to define ourselves through physical possessions, through material gains. That's what this could be to me. So where we have, okay, we have destiny in reverse. We have the 9 of Pentacles in reverse. We are dealing with possibly tying ourselves too much to the physical world or to something physical, right? For some people, this could be getting older and maybe holding on to trying to maintain an image, trying to maintain who we used to be instead of letting things happen, instead of letting ourselves be in that moment, that present moment. We're thinking about the past, or we're worried about the future, right? And the thing with thinking is that that's all it is. It's just us thinking. It's us ruminating, or it's us thinking about something that's going to happen. We need to be in the moment. When we're in the present moment, things move forward. So the start of this reading, I told you we had the yin yang card, which I think I shuffled with everything else, but The yin yang card is all about balance. Okay, one actually did fly out. Okay, so this is interesting right here. Let me grab this card. All right, so we have the Destiny card in reverse, right? And I told you there was divine masculine and divine feminine. So divine feminine is right there. It's that triangle that's facing down, okay? So it's a triangle, it's like an inverted triangle, right? So it's facing down. And then the masculine one, it's kind of like this is the womb, right? This is the more of a phallic symbol right here. That's what these mean. That's what this means. And so when we combine those two, we create the Destiny card, right? And when I get this, the Sacred Woman, this is allowing ourselves to be in a state of receptivity, because the divine feminine, the Sacred Woman, is about receptivity. It's not about doing anything else. It's about just letting things kind of happen for us, letting things happen to us, instead of trying to contrive something or trying to constantly squeeze a lemon to get the juice out. We're kind of letting things happen. We're letting things slowly unfold so that we can understand things better. Okay, so that's what I'm seeing here. We need to allow ourselves to be receptive. We need to allow ourselves to focus on, and this could be Mother Nature, this could be going into a retreat kind of thing too. This could just be allowing ourselves to be, because we have in her palm, there's a heart, and there's like this glow that's coming out. Okay, so this right here, this is feeling the energy. This is feeling Mother Earth's energy. This is feeling a sense of groundedness. So for today especially, don't try to fight what's there, okay? It's like that saying, fighting fire with fire, okay? It just makes a bigger fire. It doesn't put the one fire out. There isn't a fire that extinguishes another fire. It just makes a bigger fire, and then you have to fight that. So instead, allow yourself to go with it. Allow yourself to flow with it, and realize you can come back to center. You don't have to be wild and crazy. You can come back to center and express yourself in that way. So I'm hoping that helps with the questions here. So, or with the reading here. All right, so that's definitely what I'm getting there. And I'll shuffle these cards again. And while I'm doing that, Maxie, if you're still there, what was your question? And I'll shuffle these cards here. Okay. We can look into this. I'm going to draw one card on the situation. If you want me to go deeper, it'll be about $5 for us to go deeper, but I'll draw one card. I'll look into this and I'll give you a reading that way. Again, if you want to go deeper, we can do that, or you can visit my website and book a reading that way. Okay. But you do get one card. So let me see what I can pull up here. Oh, financial situation. Okay. Definitely something with a 7 energy. I'm trying to pick up on that. 7, 7, 7. We'll see what comes up. If it's a 7 card, that's interesting, but I'm trying to think what 7 means for me. Could be something more harmonious is coming up. You see me looking up. There's a little vacuum going on up there, so I can't help it. I just look. Okay, let's see what we get. Okay, so this is a 6 card. I drew it in reverse, so I'm going to tell you what this means, but it's the 6 of coins, okay? So you see the symbolism here. I'm hoping you guys can see the detail, okay? So we have 1 coin here, okay? It's shining a little bit. We have this coin here. So when you're reading these cards, detail is what we're looking for. That's why I like this deck, is because it's very detailed. So if I see this in reverse, I see an opportunity going by. I see something where we could either be undervaluing our own ability, right? Maybe we're being too humble. Maybe we're being too, we're not thinking of ourselves enough. Because when I see this in reverse, that tells me that there's more work to do for us to dig a little bit further. So this could be maybe putting time into making a correct resume because you're wanting to get a better job. And to me, when I see this, so we have a butterfly here coming up to this. You could see it as a web, or you can see it as kind of like a crack. How I see it is, first I saw it as a crack, but that definitely is a web. So we need to allow ourselves time for things to happen. If you have a job now, stick with it. Obviously, the better job can come along. But in order for us to get something that's a little bit better, I feel like we have to put more effort into, I'm feeling like a resume, or I'm feeling like putting more effort into possibly searching, maybe for what it is. And if the one option that you're really hoping for doesn't work out, we could look, you could look for something similar in that way. But I know that when it comes to jobs, we're generally searching for that perfect one, right? And we won't settle for anything else. But yeah, so that's what I got for you, Maxie. Like I said, you want to do something a little more in depth, we can do that. Or you can go to my website and book a reading that way, and we can dive in a little bit deeper. Because when I'm doing these, I'm talking to you guys like this. Unless, like when you pay, I do a longer reading. We go into more depth. But if not, I like to keep it flowing, because if someone else has a question, we can go into that. So thank you again, Maxie. I hope that helps your situation. And yeah, thank you again for the question. All right, I'm going to shuffle the cards again here. Shuffle in between everything. You are very welcome. Very, very welcome. Yeah, so I taught a class on mediumship, part 2. I've taught 2 classes now. I've made slides for the classes. They're, kind of fun animated slides. And I'm thinking of doing classes online where we can get each other's psychic abilities up. We can do stuff like that and kind of build that that sense of energy and communication between each other. But it's going to take not necessarily a ton of time, but there's other things going on right now where the journey to me doing YouTube is a little more difficult, right? I love being on here, love talking to you guys, because you guys are awesome. It's been an amazing community. I appreciate you guys being there, and you guys have taught me a lot, and I hope I've taught you something in return, right? But just life sometimes, I get busy, things happen, or and some of you guys can probably understand this. There's a sense of almost depression or anxiety about doing this, and then you stop for a minute and then you come back. I don't want that to be something that ever stops anyone from achieving what they want to do. But I'm just letting you guys know that if I stop for a while, it's from that. I'm okay. Unless I'm not. In which case, then yeah. But I had some people reach out, and they were very kind and asking me if everything was okay. And yeah, I have anxiety, I have depression I deal with, and not the funnest thing, but when I'm back, I enjoy being back, and I enjoy doing these readings. Okay. So are there any other questions going on? And if you guys just want to say hello, go for it. Not, we can just do some different readings here. Yeah, it is. So, and thank you for saying that. So what I do is I'll draw one card, okay? And from there we will look more into it. If you want, we can do a 5-minute like quicker reading, or we can do something a little more in depth for $15, or you can go to my website and book a reading that way, okay? I do that just to keep things flowing, right? I don't want anyone to monopolize the channel with their question. So I will answer a little bit, but if you want more depth, does that make sense? If you want more depth, you'll have to pay for a reading. So I hope that's okay, because, that's what we're doing. And also, thank you again for your question. Trying to not be too forceful with it. I have a hard time. I'm either too pushy when I do my readings, or I'm so wimpy that it feels like people can just step all over me, and I don't like that part. So that's why I'm just asking up front and letting you guys know what's up. Okay, so What do you see in my love life? All right. Need to read that from your perspective. Thank you so much. Thank you so much, guys, for understanding, and thank you so much, Quantum, for your kind words. Petite Princess, I'm doing a little thing for Molly's readings, and then I can get to you after that. But yeah, the description I think has my website. I'm not sure, but I'll do the one card like I said because you were asking. All right, so let's do it. Have to rephrase the question though, right? Because if I say it like this, what do you see in my love life, right? That I'm reading for myself. So I have to read it for you. What do I see in your love life? You didn't do anything wrong with typing the question. I just thought that was funny. Okay, so what do I see in your love life for Molly's readings? What do I see? Definitely feeling a sense of energy. A pulling on the heart, and then my crown chakra started to activate, and then I had a heart palpitation. So there's something here. There's something here. Okay, so here's what I see. We are looking at the Knight of Pentacles right here. Okay, so this right here, I want you to look at this character. Soak it all in, right? This is the True Black Tarot, by the way, for you guys that are coming back here. Awesome, awesome tarot deck. It's a little more expensive, but oh man, I love it. I'm a Taurus, so I love the artistic and the, you know, and the smells. Yeah, I love smells. That sounds weird, doesn't it? Yeah, it's a good deck, but I do love smells. Okay, so everything about this, right? There's a stone kind of monument to how the knight is standing. I'm trying to focus it. Okay. He's on a coin, but if you look at the posture and he's reading a book, okay, and he's looking down, everything about him says, I'm not moving. I'm not really going anywhere. I'm kind of staying stationary. So when I see the Knight of Pentacles, I view it like this. It's like there's a lot of energy that's building up, but it's not releasing quite yet. It's sort of getting ready to do something because I felt a palpitation. I felt a sense of like something wanting to break through, but I didn't draw it in reverse, so I don't feel like there's anything you're doing that's blocking this. But what I feel, I just got the message kind of kicking the doors open, if that makes sense. So I feel like there's going to be an event that happens where things start to move more quickly, or there's going to be something where we're in a situation where energy is going to become uncongested, and it'll take a little bit of time, but that's what I'm feeling. Okay. And like I said, we can do a little bit more. If you want to pay $5, goes a little bit deeper. $15, we can do much more of a reading, but that's what I've got here. Okay. So let me see what else I can get here. We definitely have chainmail on with this, and the chainmail, okay, so chainmail is right here and right here. Basically, we're kind of the joints meet the body. So it's not immovable. It's not an immovable energy. There is movement, but again, it's going to take a little bit for that movement to kind of go. It's like when you wake up. The first thing in the morning, you don't jump out of bed and start jogging, unless you're me. No, I'm just kidding. You don't jump out of bed and start getting things done right away. You wake up slowly usually, or you wake up in a panic like I do sometimes after a bad dream, but eventually you kind of get things going, you get the ball rolling. So view it as that energy of like you're waking up, haven't quite had your coffee yet, but the day is yours. So to me, that's a good energy. If it was in reverse, I'd say it's slow and it's not necessarily moving. Okay. So Molly, does that help in that situation? There. And then also, Petite Princess, and thank you, Molly. Just give it some time, right? It's the main thing. There's no rush. We're meant to live life in a way where we take our time, but for some reason we forget that. I forget it. Makes things kind of difficult. So, Petite Princess, what is your question? Just shuffling these cards here. Got to get them all nice and crispy for you guys. Okay. Like I've said, I'll draw one card, and we'll read the energy from that. You want to go a little more in depth, that'll be $5, and then if you want to go way more in depth, it'll be 15. So, but the first card's free. So, let's do that. Right, one more shuffle. I lied. There has to be another shuffle because that one was really bad. You guys didn't see it, but that was not a good shuffle. Okay. My fingers are cold, so shuffling takes a little bit of extra dexterity, which I don't have. So let's do this here. Oh, 333 for quantum. Awesome. I do enjoy the 333 or the 444, which it will be for me in about 11 minutes. Okay, so card I'm getting for Petite Princess is okay, so it is actually a pretty good card. So this is, yes, 11's also a double. You got your double ones there. This is the Three of Swords in reverse. Okay, Three of Swords this way, that's a no-go. Okay, that's not very good. But Three of Swords this way is, maybe you've postponed it before, but I feel like you're working on unbreaking your own heart, or things are starting to happen. I feel like it's going to happen. Okay, I don't feel like it's not going to happen. I do feel like it's going to happen. It may take a little bit longer, but I feel like it's going to happen. Was it supposed to be a spring wedding? Or are we thinking summer? I'm just curious there, because this, to me, I feel like I can read this one of two ways. One, we're recovering this spring. Yeah, that's what I was thinking. So one, we're recovering from heartbreak, or two, we're breaking our own heart. Like this way, I feel like it could be someone else that's maybe doing something. But when I see it like this, it feels like it's more of a self thing, right? Oh, camera's deciding to go out here. Okay. All right. But yeah, that's what I'm seeing. If you want, we can go deeper, but you can also look at my website if you guys are interested in more details that way. But that's a good card. Okay. It may be a little slower than we're thinking, but I do feel like it's still going to happen. All right. So honestly, very good card. Only other thing is, it felt like from spring it might move back to, I don't know if it would necessarily be summer, but I do feel like it would be a little bit later than spring. Like right in the, yeah, I feel like it would be a little bit later. All right, good. Okay. Any other questions moving forward, you guys? And you are very welcome, Petite Princess. I would call you PP, but that sounds a little inappropriate, so I'll just call you Petite Princess for now. All right. Let's shuffle these cards up again. And let's see what we can do. Yeah, a lot of energy has been shifting lately. This year, at least for me, from my perspective, because I can't speak for you guys, but from my perspective, it's been feeling better than last year, at least. So that is a plus in my book for sure. Even though last year would not have been hard to beat, to be honest, it could still be a pretty shit year, and I'd still say it was good. But definitely, I feel like there's a new sense of confidence, new things coming in, new situations, new ways of expressing ourselves are becoming available. So I think that's awesome, you guys. It's just going to take all of us together kind of focusing on that. Yeah, I do too, Quantum. I'm hoping it's better for us all too. All right, so let's see. I'm going to do energy for the week right here. Going to kind of see what we can get for the energy for the week. And then I can draw a love card too and kind of see what the general love reading is. When it's more specific, when I'm focusing on just one of you guys, that's when I do the one card, and then I'll ask for payment. But if it's a group thing, or if it's a question to the group, I don't ask for anything. I'll just talk with you guys. So hopefully that makes sense. It's the hardest thing in the spiritual realm, right? Is knowing your worth and pushing it forward, rather than allowing other people to be like, can't you do it for free? You know, it's like, well, do you want to do your job for free? You know, it's just one of those things. Okay, one more shuffle here, and then we'll look at the weekly energy. And by the way, they make posters of these cards, right? I have this one in my room, and I love this card. So this is the Magician. I'm just showing you what this looks like. The deck is amazing, and the poster is really cool too. Like I said, I'm a sucker for the art, the artwork, the archetypes of the tarot. Oh, they're awesome. Okay. Let's see what I can do here. One more shuffle. And we are looking at a weekly energy of... All right, we have the Fool in reverse, okay? So there's the Fool upright. And there's the Fool in reverse, okay? Fool in reverse is having difficulty starting something, okay? So we had the Destiny card for tomorrow, the Destiny card in reverse, and the Nine of Coins in reverse for tomorrow. And, or no, nope, Nine of Coins was something else. Anyway, we had some cards, okay? To me, this is more about us allowing things to happen, like I've been saying earlier. But when I say allow, we have to be more passive. That camera's having a difficult time here. Come on. Come back to me. But yeah, so we're definitely looking at starting something over, starting something new with this card. So this, to me, when I see this card happening in reverse, it could be starting from ground zero and trying to understand something from a different perspective. It also could be just maybe not wanting to start, maybe refusing to start something that you feel like you're good at, or being humble enough to let yourself try something new. That's been the hardest thing for me personally, is allowing myself to be put in a position where I'm constantly being humbled. And I've been doing that lately, and it honestly is not that bad. Once you get going and you realize you don't know everything, oh, it works out so much better. You can put that, you can put all of that other stuff aside. So that's what I'm getting for the weekly. I'll do a love card, a general love energy card too. And we can go from there. So just give me 1 second here, because I'm going to adjust this and see if this will do anything. So hold your horses. Okay. I'll be completely honest with you guys. I have no idea what I'm doing, but I look like I know what I'm doing, I think. So that's helpful. All right, it's just going to be blurry. I'll try and make it look a little nicer next time. I think it's just the lighting in the room more than anything. And then it stopped being blurry right when I said that. All right, that is Spirit for you folks. There you go. All right, so here's our love for the general, right? So I'm getting the Silver Waterfall in reverse. So this, to me, when I see the Silver Waterfall in reverse, it's not really water that's falling. It's not really water that's in its natural state. It's kind of like, again, fighting that flow feeling, what we're talking about. Because this card in reverse is about not going with the flow. And if the waterfall isn't falling down, then it's not going with the flow either. There's a genuine flow here. And if we, yeah, Mercury, absolutely. Or Meowcury, because you got the cats there. Meowcury in retrograde. But this right here is definitely something where we're focused more on trying to control a situation we can't control. Can you take the wind and can you hold it? No. You can harness it. Hi, Petra. It's good to see. And you were one of the people that messaged me. And I appreciate that for me to come back. But this right here, this is definitely us getting ready to let things actually happen. Hi, Diana. And if any of you guys have a question, please feel free to ask, and then we can go from there. But if we're fighting this and we're not flowing with it, it creates much more energy that we're not using. So I'm learning how to fight, okay, let me change how that sentence sounded, because it sounded really weird. I'm learning how to do self-defense. And the fighting technique that I'm learning, it's where you use the opponent's own force against them. So you don't make a move unless they do first. And Mercury in retrograde is a lot like that. Mercury is kind of like it's showing you your weaknesses in a way that's it can feel very undignified sometimes. There can be a lot of anger. There can be a lot of pent up release of emotion, right? And so Mercury in retrograde is allowing us to kind of see our foibles, our little, our messy selves, if you will, for what they are. It will show it to you in a gentle way at first, and then if you keep ignoring it, then it'll hit you really, really hard. Okay, Mercury in retrograde will hit you very hard, and then you're on your knees, and then you're thinking, that's what it is, right? Because sometimes we have to get hit in the face really hard before we see what it was that's coming to us. And yeah, so just let that be the energy, where if we're seeing something, if we're being shown something and it's triggering some emotional response inside of us, remember that we're in charge of how we react with it, not the other way around. We don't get to decide what we experience, but we do get to decide how we feel about the experience. That's kind of our thing. That's our filter. The universe gives us lessons, and we decide from there. So yeah, and the hand movements will get more violent as we go on, because that's how it goes. All right, so yeah, you guys, you let me know what you think of that if you want. And I was just looking here and seeing how much battery life we had. We're still good. Got 47%. So yeah, I'm thinking this is it's not a bad card. The Fool card in reverse is just simply like, I want to start, but oh wait, right? So it's getting ready to go, but then there's like an obstacle. So we have to kind of sidestep it, or we have to step over it to try and get our bearings again. Not a bad card though. And the Silver Waterfall, this is a new deck to me. This is how I'm interpreting it now. I haven't read the book for these. And some of the cards, if you feel intuitive with it, you don't need to read the book, in my opinion. But there's always new meanings that can be interpreted. So it probably would be a good idea for me to look, I would imagine, right? So, okay. Does anyone have questions? If not, that's okay too, but questions are definitely something we can take. I'm just going to shuffle the cards here while we're sitting in a moment of silence. Yeah, the Zoom classes, That silence didn't last very long, guys. I'm sorry. The Zoom classes will be something that I think I'll do here before too long. And I'm going to be focusing on having people come together, letting you guys pair up, and we're going to do some exercises that way. Because I think a lot of us have some very strong abilities psychically, and I want to bring those to the surface if we can. Moving forward, that's kind of the energy I want to bring to the table. And we would focus on psychic ability. I mean, we can do tarot, we can do different things too, but primarily I'd want to focus on psychic ability and developing that. Each person is different, so I'm hoping the classes are not so big that I can't focus more one-on-one, because I want to be able to talk to you guys about where you could grow and where we can kind of express potential in something, right? Because it's all about feeling the vibe and allowing ourselves to be in that space. And psychic energy, it's not necessarily tricky, but it kind of is. It's philosophical in the way it works. It seems nonsensical at first. It seems paradoxical, but then we kind of get it. So, all right, let's move on to these cards here. Let's look at some of these cards. Let's just look at some of these here. Energy for the week of February 15th to February 22nd. I'm using the love cards here. Yeah, but all of you guys, everyone has an ability to express the mediumship or psychic ability or whatever it happens to be, but we do it differently. Each one of us does it differently. And in my personal opinion, being rigid about how to teach someone something that is expressionistic seems like you're leaving a lot on the table. If I only think someone's psychic, if I'm teaching them, if I only think they're psychic with the way I teach them, then I'm making it so that we both stop growing, because I've viewed my opinion as right and I've viewed everyone else's opinion as wrong. And I don't see the point in that. Anyway, okay, let's look here. Okay, these literally came up earlier, but now they're in tandem. So Silver Waterfall, again, I shuffled those cards, I promise. And the Sacred Woman in reverse again. Again, guys, this is receptivity, okay? So we can go a step further here. The Sacred Woman is the vessel, right? So the way I would describe it is women are the cup and men are the kind of water that goes in the cup, if that makes sense. So women are receptive. They can hold the energy for us. And then from that, we can drink. We can have that there. The feminine energy is very nurturing. It's very kind. It's like drinking from a cup, right? So, but when I see this in reverse and this in reverse, because that's how I drew them, we have to allow our divine feminine or our sacred woman right here to come out and be able to be expressive. And sometimes it's hard to show let's see, receptivity especially in the United States culture can be defined as vulnerability, and it's really not. But a lot of people will say that being receptive gets you in trouble, and it's a very vulnerable thing. It's really not. You just have to be receptive with the right people, because certain people will take the receptivity and they don't see it as receptivity. They can be rather hostile sometimes. So just putting that out there. Okay, let's look at these cards again here. So I'm going to look at these ones again. Going to be focusing on more of the right ones, absolutely. I mean, look at this. So, and this is one of my favorite cards too. I want to have this as a poster because I think this is really cool. So this is Temperance, right? And she has a yin-yang symbol, and she has this beautiful flowing red hair. Beautiful card. I love this card. But and that's definitely something we need in this world here, Temperance is about balance, and you can see the yin yang, I think, right there. You can see that there's a yin yang up overhead. And so that's something we definitely need more of. Yeah, it is very pretty. This deck is awesome. Again, I'm going to be gushing about it. I love this one. Okay. Let's focus on what I can feel for the kind of energy for the year. Moving into this new year, what can I feel? What can we go into that way? Just give me 1 second here. And also, let me open the door here. Hold on. Oh. Okay, we're joined by a Doge. I had to let the door open for our little dog friend. All right. So, kind of the energy we're feeling here. So depending on how advanced you are at doing psychic work, right? And I'm not quite there yet, but depending on how advanced you are, you can actually have your eyes open and get clairvoyant images and information. I think I'm going to close my eyes though, because I'm not quite there yet, where I can do that all the time. So give me just a minute, and we'll see what we can come up with. Okay, so first thing I'm seeing here is I feel like Spirit wanted to show me like an antenna, right? Like on a bug or on, I think there's the anglerfish has an antenna, but we're focusing more on bugs. So they use it as a way of feeling the environment. They use it as a way to tell if it's windy or if it's hot or if it's, they use it as like whiskers on a cat kind of a thing. They use it to feel. So I'm feeling like, especially in this year, that's how we are. I feel like there's some cautious optimism that this year will be better than last year, but I do feel like it's cautious. I get a sense of putting our feelers out, putting ourselves out there, but I don't feel like we're fully immersing ourselves. I feel like we're dipping our toe into the big pool and we're deciding if it's right to dive in. And that's okay. That's okay. Don't take too long because life will pass you by, but also don't rush into things either, right? Remember, things happen in the moment, and we need to live in that moment in order to be truly expressive and to be ourselves. So focus on that kind of energy where we're allowing ourselves to just be, and that's it. We're human beings, right? We're not human doings. So, and I love that quote. So that's something that I want you guys to focus on, being human. There's no wrong way to do it. So that must mean that we're doing something right. So just keep focusing on that and heal from that kind of energy. There was also a sense of the antenna having a brightness to it, almost like it was lighting up. That's why I brought up the anglerfish that has a little whoopy thing on its head that comes down and shines in the nice. I almost said nice quote because I was reading what you said, Petra, and I was thank you for that. I appreciate that. But it has a little thing that comes in and it can see in the darkness. So we're feeling optimistic and we're trying to get our bearings. We're trying to see more about what's around us. And sometimes seeing what's there doesn't necessarily get rid of the fear, right? Sometimes it's best to do something, hope for the best, prepare for the worst, but become wiser because of it. I would never do these videos. I would never go out there and do my classes if I waited for the right moment, because there is no right moment. And movies will make it seem like there are these perfect right moments and God's finger will come out of the sky and point towards you and a beam of light will shoot out of your ass and you'll be the chosen one. But it never happens. It doesn't happen that way. It's much more subtle. It's a much more mundane thing, but we have to be the ones that take the reins and take charge. All right. So that's something I'm passionate about. That if it seems like I'm lecturing, I'm just passionate about that because I've waited and waited and waited to start my life in different directions because I thought I had to wait for a signal or a sign, and it turns out it was just me being lazy. So yeah, learned a lot on the way though. You know, there's depression in there too, but there was also a sense of hesitation and laziness on my part where I was waiting for everything to be so perfectly lined up that, you know, from a mile away, it was a good opportunity or it was a good option. And a lot of times it's something that we really have to kind of just try and see, because I think that failing is beautiful because it means you at least tried, right? So take that as you will, but to me, failing is it's the only way we get better at something. And we'll fail a lot, but I don't think it's ever meant to be done perfectly. Yeah, Petra, and it's hard. It can be difficult, but eventually we can learn, and we can sort of get ourselves unstuck when we're ready, you know. And as I've always said, we have to be gentle with ourselves. We have to go gentle into that good night. We have to be gentle. As soon as we start to force something, like I've said before, if we force a fart, that's never good. So we need to focus more on just allowing things to happen. And that's a tough spiritual lesson. I can talk about that all day because that's one of the tougher ones. And it's a very mundane lesson. It's not a glamorous lesson. It's not fun. It's not, you know, inner work is meant for us. It's meant for us to see. It's not meant for the world to see necessarily. But that's something I want to give you guys too, is letting you in on my journey so that you can see someone who went from being very, very self-conscious and is now still very, very self-conscious, but a little bit more confident. And hopefully that continues to grow and go up in a direction where we can inspire each other and we can help each other grow in the spiritual community, because there's a lot of beautiful souls out there. And so, yeah, let's see what else we got here. Okay, I'm going to shuffle. Let's shuffle. I can just show you guys some of the cards too, but I do want to shuffle. Okay. And remember, guys, questions are welcomed if you guys want to do questions, or if you guys are just listening to me in the background, that's cool too. Okay, this one's neat. I'll show you this card. I really like this one too. Again, it has that red theme in it, but so this is the Lover's card. And I think it's really pretty. It's really beautiful, the way that the card comes together. Really like that one. And there's another one in here that is a different card. Anyway, we'll get to that when we get to that, but okay, let's see here. And connecting with our own intuition too. I've often thought how it looks, how it comes off. And a lot of people say, how do I know it's not in my mind? How do I know I can trust it? Right? The intuition, the process. And generally intuition, a genuine intuition, comes to us when we're not even thinking about whatever it is that pops in our head. So I like to use this analogy or story of, you know, you're just doing something, let me put it this way. Let's say you're doing dishes, or let's say you're doing something, or you're out with a friend, and all of a sudden in your mind's eye, really vibrant, you see a fire truck, really vibrant, it's red, and you're just imagining this fire truck, but you weren't thinking about a fire truck. And then about 10 seconds later, fire truck just zips by, but you didn't even know anything was coming, right? And that's how intuition works. It's generally a strong image that appeared when we weren't necessarily thinking about anything like that. And it just kind of comes in our head and we're like, oh, okay. So that's intuition, right? There's other ways to express it too, but that's one that I like to use because that's kind of how it is. It's like it's not a thought that forms in your head that's your own. It's like a thought that was placed there, and then you can express it. That's what psychic ability is that you're expressing a thought that was placed in your head from the person's energy field, or, you know. Yeah, so, and that right there, that takes time. And I don't believe even if we live to be 90 to 100 years old, we're not going to perfect it. We're always going to be learning and be getting better. Because as soon as you think you know everything, you've learned nothing. You'll always be deepening your connection with spirit. You'll always have something to attain. Let's put it that way. And a medium, a truly good medium or a good psychic, is someone who is always self-improving. So never quit improving yourself, and don't be afraid to challenge your own beliefs about something. Always be looking, always be learning as much as you can, right? And if you're having a day where things are down, things are bad, that's okay, man. It's gentleness that gets us anywhere in this world. Truly. All right. So, exactly like space expanding. And to go with that message, we have the 6 of Wands and the 6 of Coins. Okay. So to go with that message, 6 of Wands, 6 of Coins, this is about study and self-mastery. Okay. Or it could be a business too, but we're focusing more on spiritual things. This one here, the 6 of Wands, to me, this is about conquering. This is coming in, this is conquering something. So this is definitely a lesson we can all incorporate, where we're learning, we're allowing the value of ourselves to shine through. Psychic ability, like I've said, it's very expressionistic. So when you're learning about psychic ability, when you're learning to express it, it's not going to be the same as anyone else. Okay. I may see something that you would see and it would be completely different. And my psychic ability may express itself in a way yours never will, and vice versa. Because it's about the individual's journey. It's truly a soul expression of the person, the psychic ability. So, but definitely we need to look into valuing ourselves more and being gentle with ourselves more. In a world of go, 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 we need to be the ones that stop. Thank you very much, Molly. Thank you. Yeah, it's definitely about that. So, because I've learned this, the reason why I talk, and I hope you guys don't think I'm preachy or I'm lecturing, the reason why I talk this way and the reason I'm letting you guys in on this, these are lessons I learned the hard way. These are lessons I learned over countless very, very intense, painful, mental, emotional nights where I just, insomnia, different things going on. And I just felt like there has to be something more, right? There has to be something more out there. And I'm beginning to find it through this, right? And the best thing to do with this information, this kind of ability, is you have to let it fly. You have to let it go. Because you can hold a bird in your hand for its whole life, but that doesn't mean that the bird gets to live. That doesn't mean that it gets to fly and it gets to express itself the way it wants to. Your psychic ability is like a bird. You have to let it go, and you have to see where it flies. And then you can observe it, and then you can learn from it. You can express from the new viewpoints, different perspectives of a branch. You can express yourself, and you'll deepen it each and every time, depending again on what we're learning and how we're learning it. But you will express it in a beautiful, beautiful way, because everyone's different. I can give you a story here. Gather around, everyone, and let's huddle together. Let's get as close as we can. Now, so there was a medium named Albert Best. Awesome name, right? Mr. Best. Anyway, so his name was Albert Best, and he was able to go into a room of people and give a reading, and he was able to say who was related to which person and the street address where the person that had died lived. But the reason why he was able to give street addresses is because he was a postmaster. He was a retired postmaster, and then he became a medium, but spirit felt comfortable expressing itself through addresses through him because he was able to express it, because his interest was that. It was exactly that. It was street addresses, it was the postal code, it was all that stuff. And so his mediumship came through in that way. Likewise, if you are a medium, but you're also a doctor, you could diagnose people, but from a spiritual sense too. Like it's incredibly fascinating. And spirit, the information will always be given to you in a way that's something you're interested in or something that you know about usually. And so getting to know our subconscious actually opens the door for our spiritual understanding, because we're kind of taking off the blinders, so to speak. Right. Signatures. And yeah, it's just it's incredibly interesting stuff, and I can go on and on that, but the way in which we express ourselves, that's a gentle process. I describe it like this for me personally, right? If this helps you guys, awesome. If it doesn't, you don't have to take it. But if I'm like spiraling, and I say spiraling because what I do is I go into like a shame spiral, right? And what that looks like is I'm not good enough because of this, because of this, because of this. And then I get upset that I'm in a shame spiral, and then I get upset about the fact that I'm upset that I'm in a shame spiral. That's what I call spiraling, because we're getting upset about the fact that we're upset about the fact that we're upset. So we need to get ourselves out of that. We need to unwind the spiral, and we need to focus more on things we're grateful for. And eventually that gets a lot easier to do. And in a very interesting way, Qigong is something I've also been doing. I go about 3 times a week, and I have a class that I go to. I don't teach this one, but I have a class that I go to, and that's been helping me express myself emotionally too. So if you guys can do that, that's awesome. That's, to me, that's one of the best things you can do, is have something that expresses the energy. Gonna let the dog out one more time here and see. I'm thinking she's getting a little restless. Or maybe not. Maybe she's okay. Maybe she's all right. Okay. All right. So any questions or anything you guys are wondering about? And, as I'm talking, if you want to type the question, you guys can, but what kind of dog? Okay, so she is a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix, or a Shorkie as we call her. And she hurt her arm yesterday, or a couple days ago, but I think she hyperextended it. So she has to really put her arm out there, but then she slid in a puddle. Her foot was wet and she slid in it. It's just sad, but she's doing good now. But she is a Shorkie, a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. Very tiny. I would hold her up to the camera. Ellie, come here. Oh, here she comes. Here she comes. Oh, okay. So she's a Shih Tzu Yorkie mix. She is a very cute dog. She's very, very friendly. And we got her. She didn't have a very good life, and then we got her, and she's a very, very sweet girl. But yeah, she's in good hands now. We've given her a pretty good home. The only thing she has to worry about is getting a bath and getting groomed every now and again. So I think that's a good life for a dog if that's their only worries, right? Yeah, so definitely when it comes to the expression, don't ever focus on my way's the right way. I'm learning to be a teacher that I will teach a student from their level of understanding and from their level of potential that they've expressed into a certain area, rather than blanket statement and making it so if you can't learn psychic ability by doing this, then you're not psychic, right? And that's, you have to meet the student at where they're at, and then you have to expand on it, make it so that they can actually get evidence or information, and so there can be a sense of connection and communication. So yeah, yeah, we can definitely do that. So is anyone having any health issues going into this? Curious if anyone's having maybe a shoulder that's hurting, or feel like maybe there's pain in the foot somewhere. I felt a pain in the bottom of my foot, like the sole part. And I've had that before. I pulled a muscle there. And, oh, it took a long time to heal. Teeth. Okay. All right, Molly. So would you be okay if I sent you some energy if your teeth are bothering you? You can say no. There's no pressure to say yes, because I'm not going to like, no, you can absolutely say no, but that's something me and my guides can do, and we can help with that. I like to give something back if I can. So it's okay if I, all right. And I want you guys to always remember this. So ask permission. I'll sometimes forget myself. I'll forget to do this. I'm not perfect with it. But ask permission before you step in someone's energy field, because I view it this way, right? There's white magic, there's black magic. I just follow me on this. There's white magic, there's black magic. White magic is healing, black magic is generally used in an offensive way to do something. Not necessarily bad, but there's this and that. If you use energy healing on someone against their will, oh, I'm sorry, I'm sorry that with the deep loneliness, that's always difficult. That's always something that's difficult. But how was I saying? And we can send some energy there too. We can absolutely send some energy for that too. But use white magic or use energy healing if you use it in a way where the other person isn't wanting it, or you're not letting them know about it. That's actually, to me, that's harmful, because maybe that person has to learn lessons through the pain that they're experiencing, and you're taking away them learning lessons. So it enters a gray area, right? So always ask permission before you step in someone's energy field, and never do attack readings where you walk up to someone and you just start reading their energy without them being prepared for it or ready, or without asking. Okay, sorry, passionate about that, because that's not a good thing. That's not a good thing to do. Even if you're right, best case scenario is you're right and that person's interested. Worst case scenario, that person might never trust in the spiritual community ever again, because you ruined that trust. Okay, and you don't want to do that. Psychics already have a very tenuous name at best, so let's not do that. Okay. All right, Molly. So if I'm being completely honest with you, we're gonna do some energy work, but I have to go to the bathroom first, really quick. Okay, just gonna get up. I'm gonna go. I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna leave the stream running. That sounds weird. No, I'm gonna leave the video going, and but I'll be back. So you guys just hang out here for a second. Let me go. All right, there we go. Had to really explain that I had to pee for some reason. Had to over-explain that. That's Taurus for you right there. Okay, I'll be back. Come on. Yeah. All right. Had nothing to like that back. Okay. Okay, so let's focus on the energy here. Okay, so when we're focusing on doing energy healing, if you guys want to come in with this too, and we want to focus on giving an energy healing, we're focusing on uplifting energy. So love is a good energy. If we can't muster that, inspiration is a good energy. Creative expression is a good energy. If you're doing anything that puts you in a state of sort of like gratitude or being in the present moment, that's a more of a loving energy, right? The present moment is loving energy. Okay, so let's focus here. Let's get something going. All right, Molly, so let me know if you're feeling any sensations, if you're doing anything that way. Actually, give me just a second, one more time, you guys. Got to go up and grab a charger. Just a minute. I didn't need to go anywhere. I mean, I did. I left the room. It was a lot closer than I thought. Okay, we should have power now. Oh, we're good. All right, so any sensations you start feeling, Molly, let me know, and we can go from there. I'm going to be sending my guides over to focus, kind of hold the light. I view my guides as like pillars, and they're holding the energy. Okay, let me catch my breath from doing not a lot of moving, but enough to make me out of breath. So give me a minute. Whew. All right. And I'm just going to close my eyes and allow the energy to build and then be sending it as well. So let's start. Is there tension in the jaw too, Molly? Is it on the right side or the left side? Okay. So I was feeling a sense of tension in the jaw, and I feel like by the ear is where I'm feeling most of the tension. I wouldn't say it's like fluid draining, but I feel like a congestion right on the, I guess this would be my right side, but I keep saying like, let's see. Yeah. Okay. I'm getting a sensation of it being right there. And I feel like, does it affect your, okay. All right. I'll just stop. So we'll be sending more energy because I'm starting to tune into the pain. Is it a pulsing kind of throbbing sensation, right? I'm almost feeling wobbly or dizzy with it, but to me, it feels more like it's, is it an impacted tooth? Hmm. Oh, okay. 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 Well, we'll keep sending some energy then. Help with the swelling and help with the soreness. And remember, guys, when you do this, when you do energy healing, never claim to diagnose or that you can absolutely heal someone of any physical ailment. You can get in trouble that way. So, guys, always focus on saying, I'll help however I can. I'm not a doctor. See a doctor if you need help. So, and do a disclaimer on your site. If that's something you guys are interested in doing energy healing, do disclaimers. No, you're good, Molly. You're good. Absolutely. All of this is a learning lesson. And regardless of how you hurt yourself, if it hurts, right? I mean, I could fall out of a tree and break my leg, but it doesn't make it hurt any more or any less if I did it myself or someone else broke it. Hello. Not even going to pretend like I know how to say your name. If you can give me a phonemic, a way to say it, but hi. I'm so bad with names, guys. You don't even want to hear my pronunciation. It's probably a beautiful name, and I'll just butcher it. Okay. Alea. Okay. I'm still going to be sending you energy, Molly. Let me know what you're feeling. And then Alea, if you have a question or if you have something that's going on, we can address that here in just a second. We're doing an energy exchange with Molly here. Just doing some energy healing work. Okay, so Molly, color purple. Color purple, I'm seeing a key being given. I don't know if that's a spiritual business. I don't know if something's going on there, but I feel like I'm taking both hands, I'm grabbing onto a key. We're focusing on pain, but the psychic message I'm getting is that there's something going on in regards to, I wouldn't say necessarily spiritual business, but it feels like a big key and I'm grabbing the part that would go in to lock the door. So I'm grabbing the end of the key and I feel like I'm not allowing myself to fully express something like a gift, an ability, or something in those regards. And that can also stem into the teeth or the throat is self-expression. I mean, you also hurt yourself too, but it could be self-expression related as well, or there could be a block there. Hopefully that makes sense, but I'll keep sending some energy here. I'm just giving what I'm getting. And do you have a brother? I just heard the word brother. don't know if you have a brother or someone you think of like a brother, but maybe they have something to do with the key that's being given, or there's something there. It felt like a masculine energy for sure. Okay. Second part. Okay, it feels like there's something there with the key with that, but again, we're not doing a more in-depth reading, so I'll just leave it at that. But focus on expressing your gifts. That's the key, right? That's the way we go. And I'll send some more energy. This time more intention based. I'll be quiet. I'll actually send some more energy. And then you let me know if the pain starts to alleviate. So I generally use a scale 1 to 10. 10 being like childbirth for a woman, or kidney stone for a man, passing it, that would be a 10. That's anyway, that would be a 10. And if you haven't gone through either of those things, then like breaking a leg, like excruciating pain, right, is a 10. Hardly any pain is a 1. And a 0 is obviously there's no pain. So right now, how bad would the pain be? Is it maybe a 4 or a 7? Maybe we're... So it's a 2. Okay. So we'll send some energy. We'll hopefully get that down to a little bit less and just be wishing you well on that journey. But I'll send some more energy here. Okay. So about a minute of silence. I'll send some energy. You let me know if you felt anything on your end. And then we're good. All righty. Okay. Oh, okay. I keep getting things with you, Molly. This time it's cursive writing, so it's like handwriting on a document or something. I feel like you're going to be signing something important in the future. Maybe a new house, new car. I'm not sure, but it does feel like there's something coming in your future where you're signing something. Has nothing to do with the pain, but it's the information I'm getting. So hopefully that helped. And my guides will still be there to send some more energy, and we'll continue on with the video. But yeah. Okay. Okay. Yep. So that's what I was seeing there, is that you're signing your name on that. So that's going to be a big, obviously that's a big moment, but yeah, that's really cool. And Spirit showed it as you kind of signing on the dotted line, so to speak. But I didn't feel like it was a contract that's like you're being ensnared in something. I felt like it was like I'm freely giving my signature, my energy, my expression to this. Okay. So that's good. That's really good. Okay. So are there any... Oh, okay. Are there any questions? Is anyone wondering anything? Is anyone going to ask me if I'm hungry? I mean, I am a little bit, just so you know. in case you were thinking of asking, I'll just tell you the answer. Go for it. Alea. Go for it, Alea. That's a good question. While you're working on your question, Alea, Sherry, I am able to do healing on myself to an extent. I do ask for help because maybe I know myself too well. Maybe I know my own resistances too well. I honestly feel like strangers or people that I'm closer with, doing healing on me works a little bit better. But you can absolutely do healing on yourself. It's like doing a tarot reading for yourself, or it's like whatever. Like, you just need to work through the biases that you have. And a lot of times my healing looks like a lot like this. I sit, I go like this, I scrunch my face up, I realize I need to cry, I don't cry, and then I eventually cry. If you're wondering how the healing process looks for me, that's that's about it. So yeah, you can heal yourself, but for me personally, it's a little bit harder for me to heal myself. I think I have a block with that, but I absolutely believe you can heal yourself, no problem. And thank you for your question. Hopefully that answered it. And I hope you're having a good day, Sherry. All right, so what I'll do, Alea, is so I do one card, right? And then if you want to get a more in-depth reading, we can do that. That'll be about $5. If you want to really go in depth, that'll be about 15. But I'll do a one card draw for you for free. Get some detail there. So if nothing else, you at least have a little bit of an answer. So let me shuffle and let's see what we can do. Yeah, that's kind of the thing. You can't, and it's a lot of the same for me too. But I can put my. That's really weird. I was gonna say I can put my hand over my heart and it helps, but then that card popped out, and that's just a hand holding a gold, you know. But if I put my hand over my heart and there's energy there, or sometimes just eye contact, like a gaze, can help me to release emotion from someone like my partner that I love and I trust very much. But for me personally, yeah, it's hard to do work on yourself, and I don't know why that is. I guess it's because we're used to our own like bioenergetic field. Having someone else come in, it's like you're used to your own smell, right? And so you can't smell yourself. You can't smell what you smell like to another person because you're so used to it. But this, you know, I feel like maybe that's why the energy field is the same way, if that makes sense. And Alea, I'm answering your question too. Just want to address that as much as I can. Hopefully that helps. The analogy of being able to, or not being able to smell yourself, hopefully that gives you something. It's the closest thing I can think of. All right. So, Alea, when will you receive a message from Jasper? So I'll focus on, I'm going to focus on I'm going to focus on the identifying energy with Jasper. So what's going on with him, kind of a thing. We'll do one card here. Okay. Okay, so Ace of Swords in reverse. All right. When I see the Ace of Swords in reverse, I do feel like there was going to be something that was going to happen, but something got in the way. And I'll address that a little bit more. I know something, when I say something, that's pretty vague. What I feel is that there was a mental connection of like, I want to do this, but something, right? Something got in the way. And when I see the sword in reverse, it feels like I'm cutting ties. Maybe I'm isolating. Maybe I'm running from something, right? And there could be, and with the swords too, this person could be getting away from you because they don't want to face their own truths about themselves. Because men sometimes have a hard time with the fact that women, in my opinion, right? I feel like women see the potential in men that men don't see in themselves, but men constantly feel like they don't want to work on themselves, they don't want to improve, and that makes it kind of difficult because the woman sees what the man could be in a very gentle and loving way, but the man doesn't want to step into that higher sense of self. Does that make sense to you, Alea? That's definitely what I'm seeing there. So put the card back here. I'll still be shuffling here. But good, good, good. I'm glad it did. You can go to my website if you want to do a purchase or reading, or you can purchase it on here. We can dive deeper, but yeah, the website's always an option too. In case it, if it gets a little personal or you don't feel particularly safe in this environment, I want to give you guys an option where you don't have to put your stuff on display if you don't want to. But the male energy, it's very, it can be very, 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 very closed off. And I get why a man is attracted to a woman, but sometimes I wonder why you women are attracted to us men. I mean, really, I wonder because we can be closed off and the opposite of gentle and kind and caring. And it's just yeah, biology sometimes it just makes it difficult. Okay. We'll go about another 20 minutes on here, you guys, and then I will say toodaloo. We'll do about 2 hours, and then I'll say goodbye. But we still have about 25 minutes or so. If you guys watching this would want to leave a tip, that would be tremendous. You don't have to. There's no, you guys don't have to do that, but that would mean a lot to me if you feel like this time was valuable. I would appreciate donations, but again, you guys don't have to do that. So let me shuffle some cards here. And actually, for Petra, I was going to send you some energy too. So hold on one second, and I'll send you some energy. If you're still there, are you still there? If not, that's okay too. Oh, good, good. Okay, so I'll send you some energy. You just sit tight, and we'll send you some energy here. So just relax. See what I can get. It. Yeah, I do. It's. I'll type it in the chat, Molly. It's right here. So. That's my PayPal. You guys can send tips over there, or you guys can, send money for a reading. My website, you guys can do that too. But so is it common for when someone feels soulmate connection with someone, turn away from it? Not necessarily. When it comes to a soulmate connection, right? You can be at a young enough age where you're playing games and you're dating and there's mind games and stuff going on there. But honestly, to me, a relationship is about work. And if someone is running away, that makes it so that they're not making it a priority. So to me, a real soulmate connection, I mean, the person could have their reasons for running away, I'm sure, but for a lot of men, it's just that they're closed off and they don't want to be expressive, or they don't know how to be emotionally in tune with themselves. And that creates this disconnect because women are more emotionally in tune, men are not. And generally, the woman will reach out to the man and say, open up to me, you can talk to me. And the man will pull away. And that goes into the avoidant and the anxious attachment styles. And I've talked about that in some other videos. You have your avoidants, which are generally men. Avoidant attachment style is they don't come to you, they don't really pay attention to you, kind of a thing, and they sort of do their thing and they leave. And the anxious attachment style is always wanting to be next to this person or always wanting to do something. And these two it's like two magnets that are repelling each other. It's constantly like this. You try to come together, but something gets pushed apart. And it's because that person hasn't worked on their issues, right? But yeah, so gotta let Allie in. Hold on. But the attachment styles are what makes it that's what makes it difficult, because generally those attachment styles happen because of how we were raised. Again, these are theories. It's an attachment style theory. It's not proven, but I've done some research. I've read some books on this, and the avoidant attachment style is very much the man, and the anxious attachment style is very much the woman reaching for the man, trying to get something out of that. And generally that can happen because possibly in childhood, there could have been a disconnect with a father or a parental figure. It could be mother or father. And we're trying to heal that in our own lives. And so we seek people that have the same kind of disconnect or the same disinterest because we associate that with love in some way. Hopefully that makes sense. Again, Petra, I will get to you. Sorry that this is just something I keep saying I'm passionate about it. I am with this kind of stuff because there's been a lot of things, and there's been a lot of movies. There's been a lot of things that have, I don't want to say things, but how else can I describe it? There's been a lot of movies. There's been a lot of romanticism, right, around these kinds of issues. And to me, love and a relationship is as much about work as it is about flow. But a lot of times it's work. A lot of times it's constantly coming up to your shortcomings and realizing that your partner is there for you and they'll help you overcome that. But it's not an easy process. It's a very messy process, and it can be very painful in the process. So yeah, are you still there, Alea? Because that was kind of a long answer on that. So, okay. I'll focus on some energy for you, Petra. So let's focus. I'll send one of my guides over. Okay. Hopefully that helped answer your question. I just want to help you guys if I can. If not, that's okay too. I don't want to, Okay. So, quiet time again here. So right away, Petra, while I'm connecting with you, I usually don't do this, right? I usually don't do stuff like this. So we're focusing on the heart opening up. Okay. Thank you so much, Petra. You're awesome. Thank you. but I'm feeling the heart here wanting to open up, and I'm feeling a connection here. You're very, very welcome, Alaya. So this connection here that I'm feeling, have you been working on this? To me is connection with the higher self. So do you feel like you're going through a kind of a dark night of the soul, Petra, right now? Do you feel like there's a sense of longing is what I'm feeling, like a sense of longing for something? It feels like a familiarity. I feel like I'm longing for a familiarity that I probably haven't had in this life, but it is expressing itself through me now. Okay, that sounds confusing. Let me know if anything I'm saying is sort of hitting that for you, because I'm just curious. And thank you so much again for the donation. That helps so much, you guys. Any tips, anything like that, makes it so that I can do this and move forward. Okay, now my heart's starting to open, starting to hurt. There's definitely an ache here. Oh, okay. Okay, so is there someone with an M, a Mark, or someone with an M name or an M initial that I'm feeling? Petra, you're fine. Don't worry. Don't worry. I appreciate the support. Anything you guys can give, I'm so appreciative. You guys are awesome. Definitely, though, and my voice is getting shaky too. I feel like I'm on the verge of crying, but I'm not there, right? This is a soul expression of how your energy is filtering through me, how your personality is filtering through me. Okay, and I'm touching my throat too, and I'm doing this, whatever this is. Okay. So in this way, I'm allowing my body to be the conduit of the energy. So throat is expression. And man, I'm sorry, Petra, this is interesting. I keep feeling a sense of that longing that I was talking about. I feel like I'm almost going to cry, but it's not my tears. And then I feel a pulling on this side of me. So yeah, there's definitely a feeling of being stuck, but I'm curious. And since you did donate, I'll draw some cards here. So I'll draw some cards for you. But I am feeling a sense of that longing. It's this familiarity for something that you haven't known in this life. That's the vibe that I'm getting. Yeah, I'm going to read you now, Petra. Yeah, I hope that's okay. I was going to do, because you did donate, and so I'm getting energy, and I'm drawing cards for you to do a little bit of a reading, if that's okay. Because you did donate. You donated the 5, so I'm giving back. And I've got something here. So I'm getting these 2 cards, right? So is it okay if I do a reading for you, Petra? Okay. Okay. It was just for you saying thank you. Okay. Alrighty. Well, I don't have to. There's no pressure there. If that was just her giving a tip, that's good. Or if you don't, if you don't want things on display, so to speak. I tend to be a little more talkative than, I kind of share it with the class sometimes. Maybe I shouldn't. But we'll take a minute of silence then, and we'll focus on the energy. Okay. All right. Then, like I said, we'll do a minute, send some energy, and then that'll be it. Because I tend to get talking because what I'm feeling, what I'm seeing, I want to express before I forget it. With psychic stuff, with mediumship stuff, you want to express as soon as you get it, because I will forget what I have gotten. That's the nature of it. You're not supposed to hold on to the information. Okay, so let's send some energy here. Okay. I sent some energy, Petra, and I hope that helps you. Know that even though you're going through this and it can feel lonely, that it is a journey and that you will be okay, but express your sadness as it comes to you. Absolutely express your sadness. Don't let anyone tell you you can't be this way or that way or anything. Keep expressing yourself. Because I was feeling in the throat, a sense of blocked expression. So when I let that out, that's going to help. I felt almost like my throat was cold from the inside. So that to me is like, I need to move this energy. I need to vocalize. I need to let it out. And sometimes that can also be just realizing that you are feeling a certain way and trying not to hide it, which I feel like you're doing. So thank you for sharing that with us. And I just appreciate that. So thank you. Okay, so any other questions you guys have, psychic ability, or you have a question for yourself? Anything like that? We got about 10 minutes here, so we can do more energy work if someone has something else, another issue possibly going on. Generally, I like to connect and apparently just give messages that way. So that's the way the energy is presenting itself for the time being. Yeah, I used to be able to separate messages from healing, but I guess that's a little harder to do for me now. Oh, man. I'm just going to take a minute here, just kind of ground myself, because I've been working with you guys, and I need to step back into myself here and get stuff going. Okay. Okay, so let's look at the 17th, February 17th. What kind of cards we have going into that? Mm. All right, February 17th. This is good. So February 17th, we have the Three of Coins. Okay, so this is a really good card for building energy, for building something up. This is money, this is financial usually, or this is something physically coming into your life. But this is allowing ourselves to accept the gift that this is, because this is a gift. And I'm seeing the coin. It's kind of hard to see. So that's water that's coming out of the coin and it's going on this plant. Okay. So to me, that means that there could be something reciprocal coming in, or an investment coming in for some of you. Just something where maybe there's a little bit more money now than there was before. I don't think it'll be anything huge for most of you, but I do feel like there could be a sense of financial okayness, I guess would be the way to describe it. Let's draw one more love card here. Let's kind of see what we have. Alrighty. One more. Okay. Now we're going to do something a little bit different, okay? I'm going to lay down 3 piles, okay? And you guys pick which pile you want. We're going to do 2 cards in each pile, okay? I can eventually get this looking pretty nice, but for now, we're going to do it this way. So let's do 3 piles. So here is pile number 1, okay? Here's pile number 2. And here is pile number 3. So I want you guys to vote. Write a number down there, 1, 2, or 3. And then we'll go from there. So this is pile 1. Then we have pile 2 in the middle. And we have pile 3. 3 is your favorite number. So Petra's going for 3. Anybody else going for 3? Are we doing 2? Are we doing 1? I can wait, you guys. I can wait. One, 2, or 3. I'm thinking she's gonna. Okay, so we will do the number 3. I know, I can tell there's people watching, but nobody's really saying anything. Be weird if I was doing the same thing, right? We were just staring at each other. Like I'm just really quiet too, and I'm just looking at you guys. You're looking at me. Yeah, that's a weird thought. Okay, so here we go. Here is number 3. We have, it's maturity in reverse, and then we have worthiness in reverse. Okay, so kind of like the 3 of Pentacles, but if the 3 of Pentacles was in reverse. So what I see this as we are okay to be mature in how we are. To me, this could actually be working with a connection or working with someone where they don't appreciate us for who we are in the moment, right? Maybe we have a mature energy, or maybe we have something. Some people take maturity as almost like a mocking of the things they are not. And it's not that. But some people can make anything about themselves. So when I see maturity in reverse, and I see, oh, we got another one. Okay, I'll read some for you, Molly. So we have maturity in reverse, and then we have worthiness in reverse. Again, express yourself even if the people are not, even if the people around you don't necessarily understand your worthiness. Do it for yourself. Don't do it for anyone else. That's what I would have here. And work on letting yourself stand in the power of your own kind of maturity, right? Okay. Hopefully that resonates with you, Petra. Okay, so Molly, you did number 1. Alrighty. Let's see what we got here. So we have resolving conflict. I'm glad it makes sense, because that would really suck if I was just spouting nonsensical gibberish this whole time. Resolving conflict. And then we have the garden in reverse. Okay. So I see resolving conflict, I see the garden. So to me, that means we're working on patching things through. We're working on letting things, I feel like we're working on letting things grow, and we're letting the things that are dead in the garden, we're letting them die so we can replant again. When we're resolving conflict, what that means is that we're allowing ourselves to move forward. If the other person is not wanting to move forward with us, that's their choice. But we're saying, I want to move on. I want to move forward because that's better for me. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense to you, Molly, but that's what I'm getting with these 2 cards. Garden is a fertile place, so we have to focus on what that fertile soil brings. Okay. Now, if anyone says 2, we can actually do another one of these. But who am I kidding? I'm going to read them anyway. And I don't know who this is going out to, because everyone is very quiet. But I appreciate you guys looking. Your peepers are on the screen, or you're listening to me in the background. Thank you so much. Okay, so moving on to number 2. Number 2 is, wow, this one keeps coming up. Number 2 is the Sacred Woman. And then we have Yin Yang in reverse. These cards have come up, well, the Sacred Woman cards come up like 3 times. You would literally think I have 4 cards. Like, you would be like, oh, he only has 4 cards. That's why it keeps popping up. No, Spirit's trying to get through a message to everybody. And so Sacred Woman, Yin Yang in reverse, allow yourself to be yourself. Allow yourself to express that sacred energy. Don't let people tell you not to. Yeah, at the beginning, yeah, the Yin and Yang came out. And yeah, it did. That one flew out. The Sacred Woman, though, because this time it's upright. So it's allowing ourselves to stay in that place of power and realizing that not only are we not a threat, but we're powerful for the reason of helping, not for hurting, right? It's kind of like the best way I can describe it, right? And maybe it's because I've been doing the martial arts, but like a sword. A sword can be used as a tool, but it can also be used to inflict harm, right? The Sacred Woman, when she's upright like this, she's using her sword as a tool. She's using her sense of energy to cultivate something for herself. Yin and Yang in reverse, though, is possibly the opposite gender not understanding you, not letting you sit in your power. Because a confident woman will scare away an insecure man every time. Every damn time. When a woman is in her power and she is confident and she is strong and she is flowing, men get threatened by it, because we live in a patriarchal society where feminine expression is not allowed. And when it is allowed, then people look at it like, oh, so that's how it is. You're going to threaten me now. And it's like, the woman's like, no, I'm just doing my stuff, and you feel threatened because you're insecure and you're kind of a douchebag. Anyway, guys, just know that I do think the feminine expression is coming up. We're in the age of Aquarius now. A lot of things are changing. The financial institutions are changing a little bit, the whole cryptocurrency, different things going on there, but a lot of things will be changing, and feminine power. I know, right? Yeah, pile. So this is I'll show you. So I like boxes like this, okay? And this one's the same. So the reason I like them, you got the magnetic close, and this one has the magnetic thing on it too, where you open it up. So that's what I'm liking. I like the I know I'm weird that way. I love the magnetic clicky, closey stuff. But it's the True Love reading cards. Yes, it was, Petra. The balance was in number 2. Actually, if we read them all together, that makes a lot of sense, doesn't it? We read them all together, the balance is in number 2. Worthiness, maturity in reverse, followed by yin and yang in reverse, the sacred woman upright, resolving conflict in the garden. They actually, I'll say, to me personally, all of these cards, and Molly, you can tell me if this makes sense to you too. All of these cards I feel like are saying something very similar in a different way, right? I feel like it's okay, hold on one second, Georgia, right? Or Georgia, I don't know how you say it. Gosh, I'm horrible with names. But yeah, we can do a card for you in just one second. But yeah, to me, this feels like it's the same reading kind of in a different way, sort of like how the English language can be spoken in many different accents, right? So that's kind of what I'm seeing. Okay. Or Kaya. Okay. All right, so I'm going to put these in here. And so do you have a specific question, Georgia? Or Kia Ora? Okay. Okay. Yeah, if you have a question for me, then we can do a little bit more. Oh, Kia ora means below in New Zealand. Okay. Okay. Well, Kia ora to you too. I hope I'm saying that right. Okay, so I'll see what I get. If you want to dive deeper, we can. I do, for a few extra cards, it's $5, and for a little more, for actually quite a bit more detail, it's $15. But for one card, if I draw one card for you, that's free. So let's see what we can get for you moving forward here. If you feel a resonation, go for it. We can do that. Because I accept tips right in the chat. Okay. Let's do this. Okay, so Georgia. This is the moon in reverse. So that's what it looks like normally. Very pretty card. So the moon upright. I'm going to go into what it means upright, then we can go into what it means in reverse. The moon upright is subconscious. The moon upright is feminine energy. Okay, remember, subconscious, we have receptivity. That's the feminine energy. The feminine is receptive. The feminine is always in a receptive state. Okay, the male is more action-oriented. The feminine is more receptive. The feminine listens, right? If all you're doing is taking action, that's not good. But if all you're doing is listening, that's not good either. There has to be a balance anyway. So when I see this in reverse, I feel like we could be coming out of a dark night of the soul situation. There could be a sense of spiritual, I want to say like a sense, okay, this is weird, spiritual inflammation, in the way that I feel that there could be a blockage in a certain area. Not necessarily like maybe messages, maybe ignoring messages could be coming up, because when I see this in reverse, it's like not being receptive or not being in the flow state with things, not being able to grab things, not being able to make sense of things in a way that's more concrete. So that's definitely what I'm seeing here. So I feel like we need to focus more on turning. Okay, so to turn this card in reverse upright, we need to focus on, like I said, receptive. Allow yourself to feel, focus, get in that energetic mind frame. But that's what I feel. The moon card to me is a very powerful card, and usually the moon card, High Priestess, I view as like psychic cards. With this in reverse, I feel like we're not trusting something that's kind of being given to us or shown to us, or we're not expressing a part of ourselves. We're holding back on expressing a part of ourselves. So, Georgia, does that make sense to you? Awesome, awesome. We can continue our reading here, or you can go to my website if you want. We can dive in a little bit deeper. Are there any other questions, though, you guys? Just got a lightheaded feeling, and then feeling like there was an earthquake. That was interesting. Be safe out there, guys. That felt like that was a different kind of sensation. Just be safe out there. Okay. Say it one last time. If you guys want to, you can tip. I'll be open a little bit. I just appreciate that you guys appreciate it. And Petra, you've already helped out so much. But yeah, it helps me to keep doing these and to keep doing the lives. And I'll try and do them. I'll try and do them more. I do need them to be a little more lucrative so I can do these a little more and talk with you guys. Just because life's been pulling me in different directions and it's a little harder to do this. But I will try and be getting these more out here where we can talk and we can do readings. Kind of get stuff going, you know. So, yeah. If there are no more questions, I'll leave it open for a second longer, but if there's no more questions, I might need to just say good night to you guys, and I hope you guys have an awesome day tomorrow. Thank you so much for the support, too. Oh, thank you, Molly. I appreciate that. And yeah, so if you guys are interested, AngelusChiron.com. I do psychic readings, mediumship, astral projection work, and a lot of that kind of stuff. So if you guys are interested, AngelusChiron.com. I'm pretty sure it's in the description. You can check that out, and we can go from there. I do teachings too, but yeah. And it was good to see you too, Molly. And yeah, so all right, you guys, take care. Be so safe, and just be gentle with yourselves, okay? Remember that going forward. Just be gentle. Don't be hard on yourselves. That doesn't help us. And I will talk to you guys later. Okay, I'll probably do another one of these on, let's see, either tomorrow or Wednesday. I'm thinking I'll do another one of these, so stay tuned, and it'll be the next one. It'll be it will be at the same time, so about 4 o'clock will be when I do this again. So 4 o'clock my time. I don't know, you guys are all over the place, so I don't know what time it would be for you, but it'll be about the same time as this one. So you guys take care, and yeah, I'll see you guys hopefully tomorrow. Okay, bye.